Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on a sunny Thursday. Wow, I actually wore in my musky baseball sunglasses that look like something straight out of the Blues Brothers, and I was going to bring them down, but I don't want to be that guy that wears sunglasses inside the store. I don't want you to think less of me, you know, but it is nice out. A little chilly, but bright. Like, took my oldest son to school, hopped on the bypass, and definitely needed the shades. And then, like I said, I was going to bring them down, but I chose not to. So we're one day away from the weekend. Today also really starts spring break in Muscatine for kids in school. They get out at 1 o'clock, no school tomorrow, and then they're off all next week. Oh, boy. Some folks going out of town, others just going to hang loose, maybe have a little staycation. We don't really have a lot of plans. Obviously, got to be here to do the show. And although maybe next week we do a spring break theme and we all wear Hawaiian shirts, do you think our boss, well, my boss, Jim Simmons here, would allow Hawaiian shirts? I don't know. It's not a bad idea, though. Get a couple palm trees, coconuts. I think we could pull that off. Chef Tess, is Chef mic'd up? Is she mic'd for sound? Okay. Do you think a Hawaiian shirt theme show next week would work out for spring break? Do you like that idea?
Yeah, I'm fully prepared for that. So
okay.
Let me know what day and I'll
There's
wear
no way. You have Hawaiian shirts for real?
I have one. It's got pineapples all over it.
Nice.
It's my boat shirt.
I have zero. So I would have to go to the Big and Tall Hawaiian shirt store.
Yeah.
That could be my side business.
Yonkers. Go to Yonkers.
Yeah. Do they have Big and Tall stuff?
I just saw some, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because, like, some stores, they think, like, extra large is big and tall, and I'm like,
Not the
boo-boo,
same.
pass that up in 5th grade. Not an XL anymore. Put 2 more X's on there. You're mashing potatoes at the moment.
I am.
Okay. Got a catering today. I know that. So you're so busy. You have a catering, and then from 11 to 1:30, you're making some meatball sandwiches right inside the store.
Yes, 11:30 to 1:30
11:30, okay.
Yep.
And those are $7.
Yep.
And I got to see the, and we have a little video on Facebook with all the ingredients you're getting ready to make the meatballs yesterday. How good do they look? They smelling great? They're all getting ready, huh? And did you decide what kind of bread you're going to use?
Yeah, we have a really soft, like white sub bun that the sandwich shop uses for their subs.
Perfect.
It works perfect, so we're going to use those. We're going to have like some provolone cheese and some fresh green bell pepper and red onion that we can throw on, and then we can put a little extra dash of the marinara sauce on.
Do you have any bibs? Should we give out bibs, do you think? Because it sounds, not that it sounds like it has to be a messy sandwich, but
we could fashion ponchos out of trash bags.
Garbage bags.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah. All right. 11:30 to 1:30. Grab a meatball sandwich, and I'm sure it's going to be good. I mean, it smelled amazing over here yesterday. My first guest, oddly enough, also, I don't even want to say an amateur cook because he's gone to competitions.
I actually made money.
Yeah, he's made some money. Dr. Dan Drehas, Dr. Dan the Animal Man with Riverside Animal Hospital.
Nice
Hi, buddy.
to be here.
Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
Man, you're here on your birthday.
Just a couple years older than you know.
Yeah, well, you're 27, I'm 24, so we're all growing up.
Something like that.
So, yeah, you
know,
have...
almost exactly twice that.
Oh, boy. I wasn't going to say that for what it's worth. I never ask a young man his age on this program. How long have you been, and we're obviously going to talk about our four-legged friends, but how long have you been doing some of the barbecue stuff on the side? Has it been a long time?
Since probably I was a teeny one. Our whole family grew up cooking stuff like that. So, and then I got into the barbecue passion, actually everything.
Sure.
Early in life, yeah. So
you have. I've had the opportunity to sample some of the stuff you've made.
Yeah,
from
I've
ahi.
seen you around at my competitions.
That's right.
All local ones.
I'm a groupie. I show up. I show up for my dogs, and then I show up for the competitions. But yeah, that's just something fun to do, isn't it?
It is. It's a blast. In fact, the senior resource one coming up, we'll be doing that again on the May 5th.
Oh wow, it's May 5th this year?
Yep.
Holy moly. All right, we need to back up though. So,
Okay.
right, well, that's me getting ahead of myself. It's hard when you have a professional chef next to you and then professional chef and vet. Riverside Animal Hospital.
You bet.
So we take our still puppy,
Yep.
Archie,
Yep.
who is
He's
a
not
puggle.
quite a year old, is he?
No.
Oh.
He acts, well, yeah. He's. I was thinking about things I could ask you personally last night because he's got. So we had him down recently to get neutered, and that process
that.
was a breeze with your staff. Your staff is so great at Riverside
Well, thank
Animal
you.
Hospital.
I like 'em.
Yeah, they make things so easy. You know, a couple months ago, we had a difficult circumstance with our dog Missy, who we had to put down. She had some health issues, and even at that moment, when things were really tough and you're getting bad news, your staff was super compassionate. And then we, wait a couple months and we bring Archie home, and we're going through this process again, with all the puppy stuff. So it's got to be important to you to have good people around you, right?
It is, and I'm very fortunate in my position because, as many people may know, I'm also the program director for the Vet Tech program here in Muscatine.
Right.
So I kind of have a nice feel for staff, and I got some of those that have graduated from there that are really good with that too. So
yeah, I mean, they really make it easy, with the process to get Archie neutered. I hadn't been through that yet, right?
Okay.
So there were some questions on the
Yep.
the form, like, do you want him to have pain meds? And I was like, of course.
some people.
Oh my gosh. I remember I was like, yes? Is no an option? Who would say no to that? Like the poor guy,
I'd almost like to take it off, but sometimes
Sure.
it's financial. We have to make it.
Make
Make that. But we probably have 99.9% of
Yeah.
them use the laser,
Yeah.
and as well as pain meds and
So
blood work and stuff.
when you talk about being a laser vet,
Yes.
I mean, you're literally using a laser
to cut.
for a variety of things, right?
I haven't used a scalpel, maybe one, since 2000.
Wow.
So in 18 years, we probably have the same box of scalpels at Riverside, because I use that for all the cutting, everything we do. In fact, it's interesting you say that. We have a new veterinarian, we haven't met yet, Dr. Stacy Kula, and she got to see it. She just started on the 1st, and she's excited about using that. And we actually did a declaw the other day, and just amazed. These little kittens are just running around playing, literally an hour after the surgery.
Wow.
And she is sold on the first day, and she can't wait. Like even after the show, we're going to go down and do that. So
the laser makes your job, I don't even want to say easier, just more efficient. It seems, right?
It makes it fun.
Sure. Yeah.
As a new technology.
Yeah.
And I really like to see the patients afterwards as far as their recovery immediately post-op.
And it does seem like the recovery is quicker, better.
Yeah.
I mean,
I definitely see that, and I used to practice about 8-10 years without it first.
Sure.
And having that much experience before using the laser for the surgery, I see the difference.
Oh, yeah.
I see not licking at their incisions, them walking around afterwards.
100%.
Some of the procedures I can do. And then just to parlay into the laser, we also have the therapy laser, which is very exciting, which is for healing, for post-op, for bruises, for arthritis, for back dogs. So all kinds of lasers down at Riverside Animal Hospital.
Archie came home from being at your place, didn't even attempt to check out the area, did not have to wear the cone of shame.
Yep. We don't use those very much anymore.
And that's what, my assumption was, when your dog gets spayed or neutered, they just get the cone. Like, you pick them up and they got the cone on.
That's for CNN. We get that so we can get your broadcast. We don't.
CNN or Fox News.
Oh yeah, or sorry.
Or MSNBC.
Whatever, yeah. So I'm not advertising. That's just the go-to.
Oh, and for the dog Super Bowl halftime thing they do, the Puppy Bowl. There we go. But yeah, so with the laser though, I mean, I'm assuming some dogs may need.
There's still some. Yeah.
But when I mentioned it, they were like, "Well, he probably won't."
A fraction of them.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yep.
We're coming into spring and summer.
Yep.
The ground might still be a little frozen this morning. We kind of had a winter where we got a freeze. It was so buggy last spring and summer. It was terrible.
Yep.
I wonder how that affects things like fleas. Are they affected by the
It's
weather?
always. We're here in Iowa. It's like almost the ongoing joke where every year, this is going to be the bumper crop this year, and everyone's worse and worse and worse. I don't know what we're breeding out there as far as fleas and ticks, but yeah, it's getting to me now where we're 10 degrees lower than we're supposed to be today. I saw this morning. It's supposed supposed to be 45, but it's just around the corner. So yeah, all those flea and tick products, and I've been talking about on my radio show, and everywhere as far as really promoting and getting on the heartworm prevention and the flea and tick. And there's great products out there now.
You have so many options for the flea stuff. I remember, again, with our previous dog, Missy, she kind of had a case of fleas, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like embarrassing. You're like, how did this happen? What do we have, fleas in the house? And
inside animals are not immune.
Right.
We go in and out and we bring them in.
So we came down, and I remember you had some, and I never remember the name of the pill, but it's sort of like she took it, and then it works from the inside out.
Is it chewable?
I believe
NexGard,
so.
yep.
NexGard, okay.
It's the newest one, and it works really, really well. It's a little more expensive than the other ones, so it is pricey. But even all the experts that have done all the testing, that do the testing on the flea and tick products, they're just almost baffled how well it works.
Well, it's so weird because most of this flea stuff you think of, you have to put like on their neck, and then you're thinking like, am I doing it right? Am I squirting it on there? With this NexGard, they chew it, and it's like I said, it works from the inside.
They take it so well. It's a chewable treat. And
do we have a virtual tour of the office pulled up? Look at that.
Oh,
that's pretty cool. So that must be on
our website.
Yeah. So we're taking a look at Riverside Animal.
Job.
I thought we were like spying on your staff. I'm like, oh no, do they know we have a camera down there?
Our website, we have Google came in and they did a virtual tour. So
that is cool.
Thanks.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So would this be the time to have folks come down with their four-legged friends for these treatments?
Spring is the time to heartworm test them. It's the best time to do that. Okay. To have the little spiel and talk with our educated, very well-trained staff as far as making sure we have them on the right products. And it's gone are the days where it's cookie cutter medicine and veterinary medicine. We have to tailor our protocols to your individual animal, individual exposures to the animals.
Yep.
Finance is the owner. I mean, that's reality. The number of, just all things. So you can't just call in and say, here's what we should do.
Right.
So it's best to come down, visit, get your annual checkup, get that heartworm test, make sure they don't have Lyme disease, things like that. So tailoring that and your vet visit, it starts with that.
It's we talk about having your pets spayed or neutered, and our previous dog, Missy, was not spayed, and my wife had Missy before I was in the picture. Had her for a number of years, and they just never had her spayed, and then that unfortunately led to her demise.
You could be a spokesman for that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, so
sadly,
sadly, right. So she would go through these heats, and the heats, I can't remember what it was called.
They keep going through these heats, and as they get older, if they aren't bred or don't become pregnant, it builds up with secretions, and then they can get an infection in there, a fatal infection, a toxic infection. And unfortunately, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And so that's why we say we don't spay and neuter just to get your money.
That's what I want to say. Like it's not
for the health.
It's not like you're not Bob Barker at the end of The Price is Right saying.
Actually, I do have a song about that, Barker.
I remember that one. But it is important because and when you touch on, you can't have everything by the box. When we brought Missy down, you had to diagnose what was going on, had to figure out what was going on, and then you were able to say this is what it was, and it was called, what was it?
Pyometra.
Pyometra, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just, it was like, okay, this makes sense. So with Archie, the Puggle, getting him neutered made sense. We're not going to breed him. I mean, he's a good-looking Puggle, but I don't know if there's a demand for Puggle.
You can't get a Puggle by breeding Puggles anyway.
Right, exactly.
Which is sometimes a misconception.
But yeah, no, I just think it is important to, understand that, like, it's not just, if you're not going to sell dogs or have show dogs.
It's the Bob Barker moment.
Yeah, you just have to do it for their health, right? It's for
their
health, for
the
their
population.
Longevity. Yes.
Because there's nothing, you don't plan on it, but all of a sudden, whoops, now we have some, and then there's more for the Humane Society, and yeah,
it just makes sense. Okay, so, and I believe you brought your guitar, which I love, and you had a song about Pyometra, but we're not going to do that song today.
Not today.
Okay, so what is the...
I didn't prep that.
Yeah, what is the song we're going to do today that's connected to our four-legged friends? Because I know you're going to do two, and I want you to do two.
One is a build-up to that. Well, the first one is kind of for...
Yes, for Mike
the fact
Church.
That
who is off
Mike
today.
Church,
runs the meat department.
By the way, before I do that, check out that pick, Mr. Fan.
You got your own custom pick? What is this? No. Let's see.
While I'm getting my guitar, see if he figures out.
Does that say Junior? Wait, that says Sun Studios from Memphis?
Yes.
Wow, that's really cool. I don't know if you can get a shot of that. That is pretty awesome.
I got that when I was in Memphis at the bowl game a couple years ago.
Wow. Yeah, Dr. Dan also a diehard Iowa State fan, so don't hold that against him. But I only say that because there's a lot of Hawkeye fans around
I see
here.
The promos.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be here on Saturday when Herky the Hawkeye is having breakfast in the market.
We'll see.
Yeah, okay. All right, so this the first song. So again, he's a vet, he's a laser vet, he's a barbecue master, and a musician.
In my own mind, I am.
You dabble. All right, take it away, Dr. Dan.
Well, this song has to do about my barbecuing, which you talked about. And this shout out goes to Mike Church from the Hy-Vee meat department, who's set me up so many times. He's an amazing guy. It's also a shout out to my Cyclone friends in parking lot B3. Well, the smoker is ready right around 5 o'clock. I got my smoker all going right around 5 o'clock. My friends are coming over to party in the parking lot. You know why? I'm a tailgate man, barbecuing all the time. I'm that tailgate man, stop it when you're passing by. I got big bold flavors guaranteed to satisfy. I got burgers and bratwurst and buffalo wings. Sorry. Baby back ribs, they'll make you sing. I'm a barbecue man, barbecuing all the time. I got big bold flavors guaranteed to satisfy. Here we go. Well, the meat's all done, it's getting around 10 o'clock. All the people are coming and they're all getting ready to ride. And if you stop on by, I will be a regular stop. You know why? Cause I'm tailgate man, stop it when you're passing by. Oh yeah, I'm a tailgate man, stop it when you're passing by. I got big bold flavors guaranteed to satisfy. You ready? What do I got? I got barbecue beans, smoked mac and cheese, jalapeno poppers, I got everything. I'm Dr. Dan, barbecuing all the time. I got big bold flavors guaranteed to satisfy. There you go.
Dr. Dan Drejas.
Only one little mess up in there, but
that was awesome.
Got her done.
Folks watching this live were like, I didn't know we were going to get a concert from the guy that takes care of my. But I feel like maybe not all of your patients know that that you have this side to you, this lover of the blues, lover of Buddy Guys in Chicago.
Absolutely. We've talked about a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, we have similar taste in music, that's for sure. Okay, that was awesome. So, all right. Before we get to the last song, I do want to encourage people to check out your website, or better yet, to just call down to Riverside Animal Hospital.
RiversideVet.com.
RiversideVet.com. And, you're still taking new patients.
Absolutely.
That's why you're bringing on more staff.
And Dr. Kula is excited to meet all you down there, so stop on down and say hello to her. She'd be glad to meet you. She'd be really happy. She loves the community. She's already loving the staff and everybody she's come into. She's been very welcome. She's excited about that.
So in addition to all the stuff you do in Muscatine, when four-legged friends have after-hours emergencies,
my third hat?
Right, the seventh hat that you put on is in the Quad Cities, right?
The annual emergency of the Quad Cities, which I'm expecting that most of you have heard of it by now. It's been up since 1999. I started that facility with a group of board directors, and I'm the CEO of that facility. And I got 4 doctors up there, 30 staff.
Sure.
It's an amazing facility, and it's saved so many patients over the years. And granted, not all of them can be saved, but it's a needed thing for the community. And we partner, all the clinics here in town, especially Riverside. And I still bring the pager and triage.
Oh yeah.
And I had several emergencies and hospitalized patients over even last week. But we definitely have a place for that for those critically ill and ones that need attention.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's got to be tough. It's your job. You've done it for so many years, but for a lot of folks, they're four-legged friends. That is their family. So that's why, again, you need sometimes specialized care, and you want somebody, yourself, your team, that understands that when they come to see you.
And it's kind of gone are the days where, after hours, the one vet by themselves can do what they need to at night.
Sure.
I can't do x-rays, I can't do surgery, I can't do blood work, I can't hospitalize.
Sure.
No vet can do that by themselves at 2 in the morning. It's difficult. And when you have like your children, where do you go? You go with ER. You don't call your
No, it
day
makes sense.
general practitioner up to have them take care of that.
Makes total sense. Can we pull up the website again just to show everybody? Do we have that, fellas? Riverside Animal Hospital right here in the Pearl City. It's up. Last time we were there, it was a little bit snowy. I'm glad that that's gone. Getting ready for warmer temps. All right, so the last song that we're going to be treated to.
Okay, this one is for your animals.
Okay. This one's for the four-legged friend.
This one has I got to stand because I can't play as well sitting down.
Sure.
All right. And this one, this is actually the first song I ever wrote.
Okay.
And this is, I'm going to preempt this for 2 seconds. This is your medical thing. So this is coming from your dog's point of view.
Okay.
So as I'm singing this, it's your dog, not a human.
Okay.
And when we talk about barbecue and stuff like that, be watchful of your pets, because one of the things we see a lot is when your pets gets into your extra food, your overflow, your trash, your children that throw your burgers on the ground and hot dogs and stuff like that. They get pancreatitis, which is a vomiting diarrhea thing, and not a very good thing. I love that Hy-Vee chicken, their bratwurst and their cheese. Tony Tone Burger, give me one of those. You can keep those healthy things. You know I love the fat and protein and all those fat items you don't use. Well, now I think I'm getting queasy from the pancreatitis blues. Now I'm starting to vomit. Take back my diabetes so bad. I thread a needle at 20 feet. That can't be good. Well, I think it's now it's time to call the vet in, like Dr. Dan or the AC. And it's 2 in the morning. An emergency, what's that gonna cost? Makes me wish I was never born. But I was getting critical. It's my life, I don't want to lose. Cause I think I'm going septic from the pancreatitis blues. It's time for some guitar while I treat with antibiotics, antiemetics, fluids, some tender loving care, some pain medications, tender loving care at the AEC, Riverside Animal Hospital. Well, the treatment was successful. How about that for shameless plug? Well, the treatment was successful. Thanks for the hospital stay. My owner's so grateful, you know what? The bill they will gladly pay. And the moral of the story is please stick to dog food this barbecue season. To avoid pancreatitis, 'cause I'm telling you, that was close to the ender. My bowels are still in the blender, and my tush is awful tender. Blue.
Dr. Dan Drehas, the Animal Man, taking a serious topic and putting it into song because it is a good way to educate. That is for sure. Thank you for your time. Happy birthday. What are you going to do for your encore? I don't even know.
No, well,
I was going to hold up a lighter, but I didn't have one. I appreciate it.
Well, it's going to the doctor at noon.
Yeah, right. Thank you for coming by. Thanks for being a friend and all you do. And we'll see you soon with Archie or on the barbecue circuit.
You betcha.
Thanks again, buddy.
All
right.
Talk
Dr. Dan Drehas in the house. Let's check in maybe on either with Chef Tess or the Aisle Cam as we get ready to bring Jody on to the show. Chef Tess has a catering coming up. She's making meatball sandwiches. I tell you what, Chef, you're busy. You've just been rocking and chopping since since I got here. You probably were working before I even showed up.
5 a.m.
Yeah, so can you mention anything that's on this catering menu today, or is that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we're doing balsamic mushroom chicken breast.
Ooh.
We're doing a pork ribeye chop that's grilled and finished with the pineapple salsa.
Okay.
I'm working on a roasted medley of vegetables
Nice.
right now, and they requested Brussels sprouts, so I'm including those.
You know how much I love Brussels
could
sprouts.
probably make you like them. We're going to
Yeah.
try that on
Okay.
tomorrow's show.
Is there going to be bacon on it?
We could.
I don't hate Brussels sprouts for what it's worth, but I think it needs bacon or something.
Yeah.
You've convinced me to like Brussels sprouts,
Yeah.
but it's just something about seeing them. I just get a little Brussels.
Here, I'll just.
You don't have, yeah.
We'll
I thought you were
cover
going
'em
to bring
up.
them over here. I was like, oh no.
We'll cover them
I
up.
was starting to do the lean. Yeah, I was like, please, no, don't bring them over here if we don't have to.
I'm also doing my cream cheese whipped potatoes.
Okay, now
Which-
that.
Do you want to try those? real
Yeah. I mean, are they ready now? You have a spoon ready to go? What is that?
There you go.
Okay, cream cheese whipped mashed potatoes. Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I totally butcher it?
quick? No.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. I could dig that.
Yeah.
Whoa. You just make everything so much better. But and I also know that like it shouldn't be intimidating for folks that want to try and like elevate mashed potatoes or Brussels sprouts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
my
the kind
gosh,
of stuff
that's so
that I
good.
like to teach people. So.
And I like to sample
Yeah.
and also learn. I don't know. All right, let's move on. Thank you, Chef. I appreciate it
Yep.
very much. Jody, you didn't know you were going to see a concert today, did
No,
you?
no
That was
idea.
pretty cool, wasn't it?
And I think
Oh
we should
my
just
goodness.
keep talking about the dogs.
Do you want to? We could do that. Jody Royal Goodwin, right?
Yes.
You're in the house for the first time. This is so exciting. Yeah, listen, I want to talk housing in Muscatine for sure. So your job on a day-to-day basis, is it something that you can easily summarize when people ask you about it or when you talk about what you do? Because it seems like it encompasses an awful lot.
No. You
No,
can't really
right,
say.
right. I was gonna say,
my
sure.
mom always says, I've been doing this for 15 plus years
Mm-hmm.
now, and my mom still says she just works with affordable housing.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't know what she really does. So that's how she tells all her
Yeah,
friends what I do.
sure.
So, but as a housing authority, what
Yeah.
we're primarily focused on is administering federal programs, including
Sure.
public housing
Okay.
and the Housing Choice Voucher, also known as the Section 8 program,
Gotcha.
to ensure that our lower income families
Mm-hmm.
aren't paying any more than 30% approximately
Gotcha.
of their income towards housing. So
For a lot of people that are going to watch this, whether it's live or on MPW on the rebroadcast, they might think, well, I just rented an apartment and then I bought a house. And that's great, but are you able to say how many people in Muscatine you're able to serve when it comes to whether it be Section 8? I mean, do you have any stats? Because I think it's important for folks to realize that, and then in addition to the Section 8 and all the other stuff we're going to get to, but like, is there a certain number of people that you can say, here's the reality, we're helping X amount of people?
yeah.
Yeah.
So every month we help more than 500 families.
Wow.
With all the programs we do.
Sure.
Just with the physical infrastructure of housing,
Wow.
not the supplemental programs to help them improve their situation. That's and then what we know is there are a couple other projects in town that provide additional housing. But based on the housing study the city had commissioned last fall, there's approximately 900 units short of being able to meet the
Holy
needs
moly.
of low-income households, people earning less than $25,000 a year.
So that is certainly something that is being worked on nonstop.
Pretty much.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
we try.
900 is a lot. It's a large number.
It is a big
And
number.
it's certainly, it could probably feel daunting at times, I'm sure. But you're also the type of person that's going to, understand that report, take action, make those steps that are necessary. Because, we want to make sure that everybody has options in town. And it seems like, and, I can speak to having been in Muscatine for about 5.5 years when I took a job at Hahn. I was still driving from Rock Island. My wife, having been from Muscatine, we were looking for places to rent. We ended up renting a house that was a little bit more than maybe we wanted to pay, but it seems like at least over the last 5 years or so, now certainly there's 900 was that number that you just mentioned, but it seems like the housing situation has improved over the last 5 years. It seems like we're
You think the
heading
housing the housing market has improved, or has your income improved?
well, that yes, that that has for sure. But I hope that we're on like a good trajectory, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be an overnight thing. It might not be the next 5 years. Maybe it's 10 or 15 to where we're able to fully meet the need.
And I think it's hard. So one of the things we're balancing right now is we have an aging housing stock, obviously.
Sure.
So we're already 900 short. If we're not maintaining the units we already have, they become lost to the market as well. So the number gets worse. So at least how do we maintain the stock we have, improve the stock we have? And a lot of people are like, well, you're not making a difference. I mean, I've been back in town about 2.5 years.
Sure.
And it seems like almost since day one, we were having this conversation with this group about, well, what should we do next? What should we do next?
Yeah.
And the needs are so great. I mean, there's just so many different needs, like should we serve seniors? Should we serve families? And nobody really making that decision. And to make the declaration, the city or the housing agency doesn't really take on the development projects most of the time, but I push Charlotte and MCSA into it. I try to get other people to do stuff that I think is important, but and we partner with them in whatever way we can. But so looking at as a whole, and like with Charlotte, she wants it all done now.
Right.
And so it's like, let's put it on, and even if we do 10 units this year, that's something, and that's just it. And just like you said, so it might take us a while to get there, but if we keep moving towards that, we make some progress, and every household you help is one household that's contributing back to the community, and just pick whatever comes your way, just go for it.
Yeah.
Because
it's also good to know that this isn't something that like that report was done. Everybody is taking steps to make it better, to improve the housing situation. It's not like we're talking about it. Like you said, there's action steps being done. It's just one of those areas that I feel like, how do you shine the light on it without coming off as like, because you don't want to oversell what you're doing. You want to just sort of be transparent enough to say, here's the need, here's what we've done, here's the plan that we're going to put into place over the next X amount of years to get there. And you're right. I think having the support of local organizations like MCSA makes a big difference. So for folks that are watching, just please understand that people care. Right? And they understand that there's folks that are struggling. And we want everybody. We don't want people to move out of Muscatine. That's the last thing we want to have happen. If you're working here, we want you to live here.
Right.
There's a lot of people that drive in to some of these companies, and that's their choice. But we would rather that they all...
And that's actually a primary goal as well. I mean, my primary job and my mandate with our funding is the affordable side, is a housing market is a full continuum. And if we don't address the upper ends or the middle income part of it, then the people on the lower end, by sheer demand, lose. And so looking at how you provide additional housing to get those people who are commuting back. And I have to tell you, so I worked in Reno, Nevada for more than 10 years, and I commuted 45 minutes one way every time.
No.
I now live 1.5 miles from work, and I'm like, it is the best thing ever. So if you can give up the commute, just come on over.
I tell you what, I mean, just from those 3 or 4 or 5 months driving from Rock Island to Muscatine, it was maddening. And now to get to my job here at Hy-Vee, it's all of 7.5 minutes. It's wonderful. So I think it is important that folks consider living here. It just it really makes things better from the local economy to the housing market, quite frankly, and then helps with schools and things like that. Keeps enrollment numbers where they need to be. So that's where it's tough to just put put a description on what y'all are doing on a day-to-day basis, because you're doing so much, whether it's programs helping people with down payments on homes, with those first-time home buyers, to also understanding the need of folks that might need that assistance in the Section 8, being an advocate for the elderly. You have a full department of folks that show up every day ready to serve. It's very admirable.
And I think it's important that, so my approach to housing in terms of, it's an infrastructure need, just like the sewer and the streets are. Quite honestly, if we didn't have the housing, we don't need the sewer and we don't need the streets. So once we meet that need, though, if people are struggling, they're not just going to magically do better. I mean, so we put in a lot of programs, and we continue to develop programs that will help them. So if it's about breaking the cycle of poverty through providing educational support to kids so that they meet their benchmarks and they graduate and become,
absolutely
continually employed, or like you said, the home ownership program, just to help people understand what their options are in buying a house, or to buy a house that's sustainable. You know, people who've gone through a housing counseling program and received the certified home ownership, they have less than a 1% foreclosure rate.
That is
compared to the.
That's incredible.
So so that's important. And then we've started a renter class, because one of the things we found was that we were having a balancing act with matching the landlord-tenant law, rights and responsibilities conversation. And, you know, and while I never wanted to be a landlord, when I took this job, I inherited 200 units of housing. And so I'm learning along with some of the landlords, but it's about treating people fairly, and if everybody acts respectfully, but on the other side, teaching the tenants how to be a good tenant, so we maintain the housing.
I mean, yes, 100%. And just some of the examples of the programs we have, I think the website pulled up. I can see it on the monitor over here. Step Ahead program. Chad was telling me about the work at Sunset. I mean, it's. Yeah, you have the video for that. Can we take a look at that really quick? Is that okay with you?
That's great.
Okay, we're going to pull that up just here in a second. Check this out.
Housing facility sitting just next to the soccer complex off of Hauser Street. However, most people are not aware of the innovative accomplishments that have been made toward breaking the cycle of poverty in our community. The Sunset Park Learning Center has been home to an ambitious and professionally staffed after-school learning program since 2011.
That Park after-school program, I think, is just super
skill
impressive, and that's
fun,
something that I didn't know about.
Homework help,
and it's a true community partnership. I mean, we don't. HUD gives us the money for to support the housing activities. It doesn't give us money to support those extra activities to help people improve their overall lives.
Right.
So, you know, we have support from the Community Foundation. We have support from the United Way. And we're dependent upon that to keep that program going. And it feeds right into what the goals of the school district are. Absolutely. Because children who live in poverty, if they live in persistent poverty before their school age, they start with about half the vocabulary as yours or your child or mine.
Wow.
And so, and there's a critical third grade benchmark with reading and math. And only about 40 of those children that started in persistent poverty and half behind in vocabulary actually meet those benchmarks. And only 60% of those children actually go on to graduate. So it just becomes...
There is that cycle for sure.
Yeah, so that's what we want to break at this point.
Holy moly. Yeah, I mean, it's overwhelming, but it's also, again, refreshing to know that there's people in place that care and that this community is able to support, you know, the various definitions of housing, right? I mean, again, it's not, I don't know if it's common everywhere else where you have the support like you find in Muscatine. And I'm sure you've been easily able to identify that in the 2.5+ years that you've been back. Right? It's sort of, it probably makes you feel so good. I mean, you probably had that sense before you decided to come back, but then when you get back, you hit the ground running, it's sort of like, oh wow, there's some good people in place.
I think we do really have a good system in place. I mean, we spent a decade in Reno trying to build such a collaboration, and here we have a lot of that already.
Yeah.
So,
and some of it seems like it's just natural, but then of course you need to implement programs and get people into those right positions. But there's just sort of this sense of, I don't know. Sometimes it's, you know, the saying is it's hard to teach people to care. Right, and
Agreed.
I think that extends from when you're school age to being an adult, certainly, and then a professional. And even if you're watching this and you're not connected to housing and you just have a job and a family, there's probably ways that you could give back, volunteer at places like, you know, Sunset, or, you know, offer to share things that have worked for you with coworkers or friends, because it's not that often that we're able to identify when people are struggling, because they don't walk around saying like, hey, I'm facing these challenges, but if you can just be a better neighbor, friend, coworker, it goes such a long way, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, they need that support emotionally on the outside, and there's, you know, the United Way can connect people through the AIM initiative to volunteer actions related to what we're doing. NCSA is partnering in that. So there are all kinds of ways to get involved and accept that. And like you said, you don't really know, and you don't have perspective on what that means.
It's tough. It's really tough when you maybe have a sense, but again, I just want us to communicate better with each other,
Right.
you know, and to get involved. I saw that there is is there a class coming up in April?
Yeah.
One of the housing classes. Let's pull that back up. Again, my job, Jody, here at the show is to just inform people what's going on in this community. So here we go. Check that out. April 7th and 14th. That's coming up very soon. It's an 8-hour workshop, but it's so worth it. I mean,
Right.
you think about 8 hours, maybe you're thinking, oh, I don't know, that's a lot of time, but I promise you, you'll
It
take
is
away
very
a lot
worth it.
from that, right? I mean,
It
it's-
is.
Yeah, and we're fortunate to have that type of program.
And we have the renter class, which the next one is on March 30th, but
Okay.
it's full.
Sure.
And
good.
that is the same thing. If you're not ready for the home ownership side of things,
Sure.
or maybe you're ready to start working on your counseling, and then they need to call the office,
Right.
or their credit issues, getting a little prepared even before maybe they're ready for that
Yeah.
housing counseling home ownership
And this
class.
is all about setting people up for success.
Exactly.
Because the last thing that you guys want to have happen is someone become a first-time homeowner and then risk that foreclosure. Like
Yes.
that's not good. There's no agenda. That's not the plan. That is the worst case scenario.
Yes.
Like you want
It
people
go-
to be successful.
goes with that whole basic social work tenet is do
Correct.
no harm.
Correct.
And I'm sorry, but if we set you up to fail, then
Right.
we've just done more harm to you than when you
Correct.
came in our door.
Yeah. Your first, and what I also appreciate is just the conversations that you are able to have, and you can tell people, maybe that first house you buy doesn't need to be a $400,000 home. See where you're at, see what you can afford, and then go from there.
Right. Talk
right?
about what you need versus what you really
Right.
want.
Oh, the want and need conversation. I can't. So, I mean, I think we all struggle with that, don't we?
And especially in the home buying process, you
Yeah.
walk into a house and you drive
Right.
by a house, you're like, oh, that's such a beautiful
Right.
house. I really want a house like that.
I need that gold-plated shower. No, I want it. I don't need it. Yeah, that's definitely a struggle. So again, from home ownership counseling to we could talk for hours about what goes on in the housing world here in the city of Muscatine. But the takeaway, I think, for people watching this live or on the rebroadcast is that folks care.
Yes.
It's a conscious effort being made every single day.
Yes.
And I guess in closing, for people that are going to, again, watch this, if they have questions, whether it be on Section 8 or renter class, home ownership classes, what's the best way to get in contact with your department?
We're on the Muscatine, Iowa website,
Okay.
so muscatineiowa.gov or 563-264-1554. There's always somebody in the office between
Sure.
8 and 5 other than the lunch hour.
Right. They're
Because
there.
we like to eat too.
That's right. Well,
I'm thinking that meatball might sound.
I was going to say, well, it's going to be like, look at all the vegetables over here. It's tremendous. Please come back whenever you like, because I do think it's important to have this conversation, that's ongoing, this transparency that I know is important to everybody at the city, because there is nothing to hide. It's the reality is the need exists. People are working on it, so we'll just keep talking about it and letting them know what's coming up in housing. I mean, I think it's a conversation that is important for sure. So
Yes.
keep it up. The fact that you're
Thank
able
you.
to be here today, taking away from your job a little bit, I appreciate that very much.
I appreciate the opportunity to talk about it because
Yeah.
this is what I love.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I'm so glad that you're back in Muscatine. Do you miss the hot weather all the time? Was it always
I
hot
miss
or
the
no?
sunshine. It wasn't
Yeah.
always hot.
Okay.
I mean, it's right along 82, so
Gotcha.
it'd get down to 30, 20,
Ooh.
10 at night, but then it'd get up to 60 in the day, almost guaranteed.
Ugh.
If it snowed overnight, it
Right.
almost always melted by 10 a.m. Sun was shining 90
Yeah.
days out of 100.
So you had to buy a snowblower or a shovel when you came back, maybe?
yeah,
Those are the
and a
purchase-
lawnmower.
Yeah, right, and a lawnmower. The snowblowers, what a racket. Why don't we just all move somewhere where it doesn't snow? I don't know. I'm not leaving Muscatine, by the way. I'm just saying. Sometimes
You
that
gotta
snow
take
gets
some good with the bad.
That's right.
I mean, grass. I
Yes.
missed it the whole
Oh.
time we were away.
It's going to
Hate
be
mowing
green
it, but
soon, isn't it?
it's starting to turn, and I know that
Yes.
because the horses are finding it.
Ooh. It's going to be, I think we're going to have a good spring, y'all. And a nice
It'll
summer
get
that's not
here.
super buggy. It was real buggy. I felt like I was bathing in bug soother last year. It's gross. Ugh.
At least it was bug soother.
That's good stuff. Yeah, locally made product. All right, thank you for your
All right.
time, Jody. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it very
Tony.
much.
Have
All
a
right,
great
so
day.
Chef Tess, let's check in one more time. Steve Graham is going to join us, I think. I know he was around here. I'm sure he's busy doing Hy-Vee stuff. Okay, those vegetables just look wonderful. That's got to be for the catering, unless that's my my breakfast.
No.
That's I can just see some Brussels sprouts, some red peppers.
Yep. Sweet potatoes.
Ooh.
All
Wow.
that good stuff. So
Yeah.
Nice little medley there.
I was going to use the word medley, but I didn't know if that was the right time to use it. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
I've
trying.
got the meatball sample.
Oh no.
I
You
know.
have a meatball sample?
It's horrible.
Oh, come on down.
Okay.
Why not? Just come have a seat for a second. I know you don't have that much time, and then we do want to take a look at a catering video that we can show. So first, let me show off these wonderful. Goodness gracious! Look at these meatballs. What is going on? Just look at. We got to get a shot of these meatballs. They just look. Wow, there's a lot going on there. Okay, so as we're getting a shot, bless you. Bless you again. As we're getting a shot of these, I have manners. Somebody sneezes, I gotta say it. As we're getting a shot of these meatballs, what's all in there?
Oh my gosh, it's beef, pork, Italian sausage.
Yeah.
And the pork and the Italian sausage are the products that the meat department makes here. I
Nice.
like to use the stuff that we make here as much as I can. We've got some egg. There's real
Wow.
Parmigiano Reggiano, the king of Italian cheeses.
That's right.
There's lots of fresh herbs.
Oh my
A
gosh.
little bit of breadcrumb.
It just-
There's a lot going on.
It smells so good. And again,
Thank you.
Just because chef is a chef, these are things people can try at home. Come up with your own meatball recipe.
Oh, yeah.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
And it's messy,
Yeah.
but if you buy a thing of the gloves and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you don't have to have meatball underneath your fingernails or anything like that.
Nobody wants that.
All right, I'm going to stop stalling. I'm going to take a bite. I don't want to be rude, but I got it. Oh, it even has good texture. All right. Wow. That was a big piece. That was really good.
It's a Tony bite.
Jody, if you want to try one of these, you're more than welcome to. Okay, good.
Sounds great.
That is so wonderful.
Perfect.
Wow.
Thanks.
How do I say this? The flavor is going on. Ridiculous. So fresh. It's not super heavy. Steve, you got to try one of these meatballs. Oh my goodness. Really good. 11:30 to 1:30, right inside the store.
Yep.
Come have one for yourself. It's that good. Thank you. You're the best. Steve Graham, come on up. We're going to talk Hy-Vee real quick because I know you're busy and the show's running a little long, but that's all right.
I know I got all kinds of good stuff I got for you.
I know you do. All right, clip that on. So, again, these meatballs that Chef Tess made are wild. Yeah, put that on. Have a seat.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I've got your
Oh, he literally has stuff? Is it my birthday? No, wait, it's not September 5th, right? I'm not going to look.
No, I want to talk about having some fun at home.
Okay. Oh, boy. He came prepared. Johnny on the spot over here. What is that? I know that... That's... Oh, my gosh, there's more?
You can do at that door.
Show's not going to end today, folks.
It's not ending. I know Chef Tess has
Oh,
a great
my
meatball.
gosh. What is going on? Wow. Clip on, fella.
Testing.
There you go.
All right, I just wanted to talk about, Tony, all the
Yeah.
great things going on.
Holy moly.
And as you can see, I'm kind of excited about this, but we've got a build your own nacho bar going on in our promo cooler over here.
Wow.
So get some Hickory House pulled pork,
Yeah.
Chef Tess's cheese,
Oh, that cheese is
beer
so
cheese, just nacho. It's nacho cheese. How about some fresh pico or salsa from the salad bar, or some guacamole, and
Wait,
some,
do we sell the guac salsa combo?
yes, I
What?
didn't just make that up.
That is really cool.
So it's all about building your own nacho bar. Fresh fried chips in house. So maybe you want pulled pork, they got pulled chicken.
This guy over here.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
maybe you're like Tony and you don't know how to cook at home, even though we made it all for you.
Yeah.
Stop into the Market Grill Express, and we've got happy hour from 4 to 6 every day, half price appetizers. Look
Wow.
at the nachos. So you can have it done for you,
Oh,
or
yeah.
you can do it at home. I mean, what a great party.
This is a great idea, and I know that we had talked about this, but I'll be honest, I kind of forgot because it's been a busy week. So right, in all of this stuff to build your own nachos is in one location.
It's in one
correct?
location.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. Everything's fresh.
Yeah.
Stop out and see us.
Wow.
Say hi.
This is super cool. Steve Graham.
Invite me over to your nacho bar party.
Yeah, well, I want you to still try a piece of the meatball. I use that fork, but if you want to just manhandle one, I mean, you're not going to regret it, that's for sure. It's really good. So, yes, whether it is a meatball sandwich today with Chef Tess or these are the nachos from the Market Grill Express. And then these are all, I'm asking, how rude of me.
Here,
to talk
try
to
this.
a guy.
Now talk to me.
Right. Let me ask you 30 questions after you sample something. So this is what you can get in the market. This is why he gets the medium-sized bucks, ladies and gentlemen. He has put a meatball on the nachos.
I'm just saying.
Because this is
the
America.
Possibilities are endless.
Yeah, this is America. Right. So this all right here, ready to go home. You know, you're going to have fresh nachos for lunch or dinner if you're entertaining your guests. We have the madness of March, college basketball coming up soon.
Absolutely.
What a great thing. I mean, you could have your friends over and they could make their own nachos. Isn't that a good idea?
You could wow them. And if you, like you would do, you put it in a couple little crock pot warmers and have your salsas and condiments on top. They might think you actually made that.
I would totally pass it off as my own. And I'm still using the crock pot, even though it killed the guy on This Is Us or whatever. I don't know. My wife watches that show. I don't know exactly what happened. I think anyways. Okay. So, yes, the nachos in the Market Grill Express are delightful. Happy hour. And by the way, the appetizers in the Market Grill Express, like the nachos are phenomenal. The chicken quesadillas are humongous.
Yeah.
And the bacon maple wontons.
Jalapeno
wontons. So good. It's
Fantastic.
a mouthful to say. And our burgers are just, you can't beat them.
Half price apps? Come on.
Yeah.
Stop out and see us.
All right. Well, we got some eating to do, I think. And I know that Chad and Ryan are working hard, that's for sure. And but before we wrap up, Chef Tess, who made these fabulous meatballs, again, buy them in a sandwich form from 11:30 to 1:30 today here at the store. Before we do that, I wanted to show you this video that Chef took from one of her caterings. You can kind of see the setup, so if you ever want to have Chef do some catering for you, take a look. Oh my, look at that setup. We got it. We got it on the monitor. I'm trying to do play-by-play, but it just looks so good.
So that's inside of the all-steel headquarters building.
I didn't know if I could say where it was.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So that is an all-steel catering setup right next door.
Yeah, right next door.
Wow.
Makes it easy for me because I just hop, skip, and a jump over
Right.
there. They have a super cool space.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what a corporate catering from me looks like when it's all set up and ready to rock.
Yeah, and from the corporate caterings to a party, or like if you want to have the most amazing dinner party at your house, you know, I know you do that stuff too.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
We do it all.
Or if you just want to grab a meatball sandwich in the store for $7.
We do it all.
All right. Thank you for being on, Chef. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks to Dr. Dan Drehas, the Animal Man, our first musical guest as well. I knew that was going to happen. It was still fantastic. When was the last time somebody had a guitar in the store?
It's been a while.
Yeah, right. I was going to
I
say.
think we used to have a ukulele player in the Market Grill or something.
Thanks to Jody Royal Goodwin with the housing department here at the city of Muscatine. She was fantastic. Super informative, nice person. They're doing a lot at the housing department. And thanks to Steve Graham. Elevate your nacho game. It's all here at Hy-Vee. You can take all this home. If you haven't had pulled pork nachos, whoa.
Right
Winning.
behind you,
A little bit of barbecue sauce, maybe.
Yeah.
You don't have to, though. You can try that homemade nacho cheese from Chef. It'll be worth it. All right. Thank you for watching Hy-Vee today. If it was live on Facebook or YouTube or Apple TV or Roku, that's cool. We also rebroadcast Monday through Friday, 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. on MP&W. Hello, friend! MP&W. I love seeing people I know in the store. Plus, I have ADD, so I get distracted. MP&W Channel 5, thanks to Remax, rebroadcast at 7:30 and 10:30. And that's all I got to say. I mean, I'm just going to throw down some nachos, unless those are props and they have to go back. Do they have to go back?
I'll sell them to you.
Okay. Wait, I don't want to buy them. Put them on Ryan's tab, will you?
Got it.
Cool. All right. Thank you for watching Hy-Vee today. We'll see you on Friday with Muscatine County Sheriff C.J. Ryan. Whoop, whoop. Can't wait to see the sheriff. He's a good guy. We'll also talk about an Irish cheese class coming up. And Nicole will stop by from the pharmacy next week. We got some fun guests lined up as well. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. This is Tony Tone signing off for Hy-Vee today. What a busy show. Wow.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community. Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.